Alright, I got part one uploaded, and it's quite a bit later. It is 4 o'clock. Everything takes so long. The videos are quite long, so uploading them takes forever, but the editing is what just really takes a lot of time. I was hoping I'd get both of these done today. I'm not sure I'm going to make this one, but... Excuse me, I have to let my dog in. A few weeks ago, my dad, who is 89, was having some difficulty breathing and was in the hospital. Scared us all for a bit. So, I was anxious to get home, as you can probably imagine. And I decided this would be a good way to do it, to, instead of flying all the way back from San Francisco to New York, break the trip up and fly to Minnesota and spend some time there. And I spent about a week with them. And, fortunately my dad, he's doing better. But, the reality is he's 89. My mom's 83. And I know I'm lucky, that I still have my parents. Some of my friends don't have their parents anymore, or both of their parents. So I feel very, very lucky. Every trip home is precious and emotional. It's always so hard to leave. I was just so glad to see him home, back in his recliner rather than in some hospital bed. I tell you, I was so happy to see Kitty after almost losing her and putting us all in such a panic. It was great to see her, alive and well. Here we have the infamous Kitty. What are you doing? Ruining the blinds. The infamous Kitty who went on a wild adventure for 3 days and scared everyone to death when you showed up. You want to look outside the window, don't you? I think pretty much everything they get nowadays is from Walmart. Everything's done there, so every trip home, we make a trip to Walmart. Yep. Here we are, the Taj Mahal. Every trip home, trip to Walmart. It's familiar. At least you don't have a cane to lose this time. No. Why are you taking pictures? As you can probably imagine, my dad doesn't get around that easily anymore, so he loves the cart at Walmart. He puts on miles. He just goes, and every now and then he appears and swings by and throws something into the cart. And yet, when we get home, he'll say, "Did you get such and such a thing?" And my mom will say, "No." And he'll say, "Why not? Why didn't you get it?" And I think, why did you get it? You put on 10 miles. You were getting other things. You could have gotten it. Dad. Here's Dad. In the road race. Yeah, they both slowed down so much. I mean, my mom is a bit younger, and she's always been so active, and she's not so much anymore. In fact, she hadn't even put up her Christmas decorations yet. She told me she was waiting for me, so I pretty much did all their Christmas decorations, put up their tree, and my mom sat on the couch and pointed out which ornament she wanted on it. And then she said, "Oh, this must be what it feels like to have a servant." it's chiming every 15 minutes, but it wasn't. Now it chimed again 15 minutes later, but it hasn't been. We had a very in-depth conversation about the fact that their pendulum clock kept the correct time, but dinged 2 minutes too early, even though the arms were correct. Figure that out. It's driving me crazy.
Well, this is the way he likes his tea, so I don't have to like it.
Thanks. It's getting darker and darker in here, so this picture's getting more and more orange. My mom is from Norway, and my dad is from Austria. So obviously they both speak their native tongue, and then they learned English. My dad also learned Norwegian, and my mother learned German. And at home, when they didn't want us to understand them, they spoke Norwegian, which is what they're doing right here. It's kind of cute to watch them.
Har du prater om?
Kan jeg minst at hun ikke kan se det.
Kanna di. Er det du vet?
Is bij de weg. Merry Christmas.
Jake.
Frohe Weihnachten.
Okay.
God jul.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, say it again.
God jul.
You say it in Norwegian.
God jul og godt nyttår.
Oh, he's saying Norwegian?
I'm saying it in Norwegian.
Sounded just like what he said.
Well, yeah, because it was Norwegian.
Yeah, that's
God
what-
jul og godt nyttår. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. That's what I said.
I'll do it in English. Merry Christmas, Jake. Happy New Year. Love you. Mwah.
Okay, now do it in French.
Et told me that.
Oui, oui.
Merry Christmas, Jake.
When I got to Minnesota, there really was no snow. Just little bits left over from some snow they had previously. But Minnesota did not disappoint. A few days into my trip, woke up to a wonderful sight. I'm filming the orange candles just to prove that this is not black and white photography. Alright, well, it's getting late. I think I'll finish this tomorrow. See you tomorrow. As you can probably tell, it's the next morning. Maybe you can tell by my sweater. I'm gonna try to do this, the rest of this, in this thing, but if I run off screaming, it's because this thing itches. Took some video of it, it's so pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
The farmer across the street is really nice. He comes and shovels out with his tractor everybody's driveway on the street, which is very nice of him. I think he's trying to make some cookies for Christmas. Okay, full disclosure. I've never made cookies from scratch in my life. I don't bake. If I bake, I'm just going to eat it. And if I'm going to eat something, I'm more salt than sweet, but I do like sweets. So I don't know. I've never baked cookies from scratch. And every Christmas, my mother always made them. This year, though, she just doesn't really have the desire to do much. So I said, you know what? We got to have some cookies. So I made some peanut butter cookies from scratch. This phase. First attempt. Just because the sweater's not itchy enough, Steven, you gave me this hat. It came all the way home with me, and now I'm using it. I wanted snow, and I got snow. It was actually very beautiful, but I did end up having to shovel the driveway 3 times, so I filmed it. And you're going to see a car come through, actually a truck. That's my brother. He came over, he and my sister-in-law came over every night except for one. This was the day they didn't come, but he drives back and forth in front of their house to go to work every day. And he saw me out there shoveling, and he was very happy because he would have been doing it. For those of you who are worried because I'm not wearing gloves, it was not cold at all. I didn't even need them. Yeah, what I needed was the exercise after eating all those cookies. I have to say how lucky I am to have such a wonderful brother, but also such a wonderful sister-in-law in Diana, because she and my brother, they take such good care of my parents. She's the sweetest person in the world, and there's a lot to do, lots of medications, lots of trips. Although one thing that is so much better now is that my mom, who was on a blood thinner, always had to go every week to get her blood tested, and now she has a thing at home, which is what you just saw. Diana can take a test of it there, so they don't have to constantly go and make that trip. So we're very happy about that. It's my 3rd cup of coffee today. I'm buzzing. This hat is making me hot. Change the A to the O. I wanted to get, obviously, video footage of my folks. And as I'm looking out my window, I can see a deer and a turkey. Let me see if I can film. It is raining. That's why you're seeing those big drops. I'm zoomed way in. But there in my neighbor's yard are 2 deer. Actually 3. You can't see the one to the right. And several turkeys. At least 4 turkeys that I see. Well, as I was saying before I was interrupted by the local wildlife, I wanted footage of my folks. As we know, they're getting up there in years, and I know that all that footage will be priceless to me one day, as well as to the rest of my family. So, but often they were not in a state that they wanted to be videoed. I mean, my mother, if she sees the vlog, will be horrified by her hair in the Walmart store, but I couldn't resist taking it. It grew. I cut it short, remember, when I was here that one trip, and that's how much it's grown. It's really long again. She decided, I was going to cut it for her, but she decided, no, I want to keep it long so she can throw it into a ponytail. just needs to get a little longer on some of the layers so they'll stay in the ponytail. Anyway, they're often just sitting around in, their nightgown when I'm filming or whatever. So, in order to, keep their privacy, I'm not putting much of that footage on here, but I was taking video, and often, like for instance, I was sitting in, we have a room in that house where they have the basement that my brother finished off really nicely for them there that has a wood burning stove, because my dad is a pyromaniac. He loves fire. And he misses his fire pit from their lake home. But he likes to go down there, and we had a fire lit, and we were sitting there just talking, and so I just propped my phone up, and I was videotaping him for quite a long time as he talked, and just, showing a snippet of it, but that is some of what I spent my time doing when I was home. Sorry, this is a little blurry again, even though it's early enough in the day. It's just that it's gray and raining now, so night's not as good. When I was home, the TV's on all the time. My dad is not that mobile. He lives in his lovely recliner that can lift him out of his seat when he needs. So, of course, the TV's on a lot. And one of the things that was challenging was, looking for interesting things to watch on TV. Would you believe one night we watched a rerun of Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Oh my God, I had no idea back then how inappropriate and politically incorrect the things that they would say were. Oh my gosh, I just sat there with my mouth wide open. But one day I came in and I was standing behind them, and my mom and dad were watching TV, and they had on the channel. I have Dish, and so do they. That's how we get their TV. And Dish has those Dishscapes, I guess they're called, and they do them seasonal. It's a couple of channels that will have, this picture on, and it's not real. It's not a real photograph. It's art. But the one they had on was a Christmas, like an old-time English village with a tree, and little things will move in it. Periodically, very periodically. Mostly it's just soft Christmas carols, and then every now and then something will move. And the two of them were watching it and having a conversation about it. And they would say things like, "Oh, look, here comes the train." And, oh, here come the ice skaters. And at one point my mom said, "Are they real people?" It was the cutest thing in the world. How often do they move? How often do they move?
The people? Oh, that's the first time I seen, but then I haven't been sitting watching it either. I haven't seen anybody skate yet.
Oh.
They're skating.
That's a single one there.
Is that a real person?
No.
It sure looks real.
You wouldn't believe what they can do nowadays. Make whole movies that look real.
He fell.
He disappeared.
They're having tea, but we don't see them.
They're having tea?
I make that up.
Dad. You hear what he said there? He said, "Oh, they're having tea there, but we don't see that." And then a little later goes, "Oh, I made that up." But that's because what he's trying to tell my mom is that he wants tea. Oh gosh, he's funny. You're on a video. Of course. She likes Hans. Your colors all match.
Okay, Katie, smile.
As you see, I'm a little bit different from the rest of my family. They're a little more understated than I am, including my own son. But my dad, though, he's just getting old, that's all, because he was a lot more like me. That's where I got it from. My sister and my niece, they're just like the rest of my family, much quieter. My sister does not want to be on camera. If she were there, she would have been scowling every time I put the camera on her. Who's texting me here? Be right back. Stephen, I hope that you will think I made a good choice by giving the vest that you gave to me. It didn't fit you, you gave it to me. It didn't really fit me, I gave it to my dad.
Uber driver.
If there was one thing I could wish for all of you, it would be to have a brother as great as mine. After what seemed like just a blink, it was time to go back home. Say goodbye to my family. I feel like in my family we're always saying goodbye, whether it's to our European relatives when we would fly home to visit, and now, of course, because I live so far away, it's always saying goodbye to my parents, and it has gotten harder and harder as the years have gone by. Usually it involves lots of tears, but this time I was bound and determined I wouldn't cry. I didn't want to cry for their sake, and I managed to do that. But it's hard. Of course, there's nothing like sudden turbulence to snap you out of your mood. So what's the best thing to do when it gets really bumpy? I think I need to drink. I even did some tipsy texting to my friends. I'm so happy to be home, back on the ground, to get home. I'm trying. I don't want to fall down that. Ooh, baby. Okay, well, this is literally day 3 of trying to finish and edit this part 2 of this holiday vlog. I don't know why it's taking me so long. I don't know why I care so much about making it as good as I can, but I do. I can't help myself. Because it is the 23rd of December. Christmas is around the corner. I am again wearing what has become my holiday tradition. This is a sweater knitted by my mother. She made 2 of these. This I think she made for her. And then she made the reverse black and white for my dad, which I have that one upstairs. It's very large. This one is actually pretty big. It's beautiful though, isn't it? I wish she still made these kind of things because I would put them on order and then have them on sale for $1 million on my store, and I know people would buy them. I wish I had the patience to learn to knit, to make stuff like this, because it's really pretty. Anyway, makes me think of my family. It does feel really good to be home. I feel like, Bilbo Baggins. I just want to be in my little hobbit hole, just snug as a bug at home. Unfortunately, it is another very gloomy day, very dark, because we had major winds and rain all night long. It's flooded out there a little bit, mucky, muddy, which is terrible with the dogs. It's a battle with a towel every time they come in. And so the picture, unfortunately, is not as clear as it normally would be, but it's so much easier for me to film these clips on my MacBook because then it's already on my computer and therefore so much easier to transfer it into the iMovie that I'm working on. So, pardon me, folks, bear with me. Actually, it's amazing because here we have warm temperatures and it's muddy out there and raining, but for such a big swath of the country, it's freezing. They're gonna sing the coldest Christmas for a long, long time. In fact, cold back where I just came from, back home in Minnesota. Yeah, what a difference. I think most of you know that Jake has a brother. His name is Justin. I'm proud to call him a stepson. I still call him my stepson. I've known him since he was 2. He is just the best human being. Wonderful man. He's 37 now. I can't believe it. Kind, smart, conscientious. His mama, Becky, did a great job raising that kid, and he's just great, and I feel so wonderful knowing that he's in the world and he and Jake have such a great relationship. I hadn't seen him in person in quite a while, so he actually flew in from Seattle, where he lives, not a short flight. He flew in to see Jake perform at the Bitter End because he's never yet gotten the chance to see Jake play live. So he took the red eye and he flew in on the morning of the 17th, the day I was flying back. And because Jake had to go in early to the city to do sound check and there would just be a lot of sitting around for Justin, he stayed home and I'm sure took a nap. I hope he took a nap. So he was here when I got here, and we had about 2 hours to sit and chat and catch up before we headed into the city to see Jake at the Bitter End. That's Justin on the right, and that's Jesse, Jake's best friend. 2 great guys.
I've been thinking I need to get me out of town to pick my pride up, baby, before my ego starts to drown. So I need a woman to fix my heart. Yeah, I want that love, a brand new start.
Driving, I'm so happy that Ellen came up from New Jersey from her daughter's house to visit me, even though it's 2 hours and 45 minutes each way. She drove up and we spent the day together, and it was great. It was my little Christmas present from Ellen.
Okay, here we are. Back in the same place that Gail and I went to because it was so good. So I brought Ellen back.
Yep, this is the Lantern. I've never been here. And Linda discovered it, and here we are having lunch, eating. And we also saw an ice cream shop on the way up, and it's freezing, but we're going there.
Come on. Ellen said she looks up and sees my name. It's because I'm playing here next month. Oh yeah, another reminder. Don't forget, if you ever wanted to come up to my neck of the woods and see the Richfield Playhouse and see a show of mine at the same time, well, now's your chance, because January 29th, I'll be back at one of my all-time favorite venues, the Richfield Playhouse. Yeah, so come to the Richfield Playhouse and see me on the 29th of January. She's a happy girl because we have this, what's it called again? Peppermint stick.
Peppermint stick ice cream. This is the real McCoy.
And this
the
is
real stuff.
Look at the size of this portion. This is a double scoop and it's huge.
Did I eat it all? Of course.
That my old friends would know, Howard Johnson's. This is just like they made it when I was a kid.
Although I think it was pink, but it had the real big candy pieces in it. This is good stuff. I'm so glad we got this. We got candy too. Yeah, this is two shopping bags of candy. Great candy store. Two floors. I'm so glad we got this. We got candy too. Yeah, this is two shopping bags of candy.
I'm taking a lot of videos sitting at tables like that.
We've done this many times. This is the best. Lisa McDougal, this is for you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And it's not spilling on the boardwalk because it's freezing cold outside.
Look, everywhere we go.
We went to a party.
Everywhere I go, here I am.
Win a pair to my own show. Wow, the weather just really turned for the worst. It's terrible outside right now. Oh, look at that. The weather is terrible. Oof. Wait, ice. No, I don't know if it's ice yet, but it's like a storm, and Chowder does not like storms anymore. He, for some reason, is now terrified of them. Getting worried? Someone's getting worried. He doesn't like storms. Are you getting worried? You're okay. This clip that's coming now, I actually filmed yesterday, but it just felt like the better place to put it in the video, so change of outfit. You know, I know that I am a fortunate person. I managed, first of all, to actually make a career as a singer. A lot of people like to do that and never could make it work for one reason or another, even though they maybe have the talent. So I know that I'm lucky, and this career has rewarded me financially very well over the years. So that I know that when I go shopping, I really was lucky. I really didn't look at price tags too much. Certainly not. I never knew the price of milk or a loaf of bread or anything like that. And nowadays, obviously, the economy is tough. Things are very, very expensive. I notice it every time I go to the grocery store now. I still don't know the price of milk, but I just know that my bill at the end is really expensive. Well, all of that can lead to a lot of ignorance, and well, let's just say flat out stupidity. As you know, I've been feeding the birds. Oh, by the way, I had to take that sweater off. I was just ridiculously itchy, and there was no way I was going to run and do errands in that sweater. I had to take Jake to the train station, so I did two things. First, I went to the dump. That's what you do a few days before Christmas. You go to the dump. And then I thought, okay, so now I'm going to go. I'm all out of bird food, and my birds are counting on me. I felt terrible this morning. All I had left was peanuts, although I did see even the small birds taking a large peanut and flying away with it. I said, I've got to get more bird food. They were counting on me. So even this morning I tried. I'd heard that you could feed rice. I've seen people on YouTube feeding cooked rice, obviously not the uncooked. Cooked rice and birds coming and taking it. So I thought, well, let me try that. So I went and made some white rice. I put it out there. Think they'd touch it? No. Nope. They take a look at it, fly away. No one's touched this stuff. I don't know what they're putting in theirs, but they don't like my rice. So I thought, okay, I've got to go. So I went to Agway. Now, I bought bird food. I bought the big 40-pound bag of black sunflower seeds and two other kinds, two smaller bags of different bird food, and I bought, a few other things, like 2 sets of these really warm gloves and another bird feeder and a block of salt for my horses. and these 2 little tiny ornaments. I think that was pretty much it. Oh, a little tiny string of lights, because one of my lights burnt out over my stairwell for my Christmas lights. So went to the counter, and she rang me up, and she said, right, I need my glasses. $1,118.79. Yeah. So I stood there and I was embarrassed, but I was thinking, wow, those black sunflower seeds must really be expensive. I've never bought them like that before, and I don't know what those other 2 bags, I haven't bought those before either. But I'm thinking, I gotta rethink this bird feeding thing, because I like you birds, but that's ridiculous. Well, it was ridiculous. So anyway, I just paid for it. She even said, I was like, wow, I know prices are going up, but this is crazy. She says, yeah, I know, it's crazy. She was right there with me, right? So I go out to my truck, and I made this little video after I loaded up. Wow, I am in shock. I love my birds. So I went to the store at Agway to buy, now this is a big bag of black sunflower seeds. I don't know. Where is the pound? Yeah, 40 pounds of black sunflower seeds. And this is 20 pounds of, the little seeds for the fishes and all that. And this is 16 pounds of safflower oil, because cardinals like that. I got another bird feeder. I got 100 light string of lights. I got these 2 really warm, one of them was 50% off, gloves. I got a Himalayan salt block for my horses, and these 2 little ornaments, which I thought were cute. You know what the bill was? $1,189. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. Who can afford any of this stuff? It's crazy. This is craziness. Well, I have a few other errands. And then I went home and I said, I gotta look at this receipt, because I just took everything out, filled up all my bird feeders, plus the new one, and made a nice smorgasbord. Of course, it's gonna take a little while for the birds to come back, because now they think the food in this restaurant sucks. White rice? What is that? So I think they're probably back by now, but laid out the nice spread of my extremely expensive champagne dinner that I'm feeding these things, apparently. Veuve Clicquot champagne, nonetheless. So then I come in and I take a look at the receipts. I just want to interject here and say, how stupid am I that it took me the whole trip home to realize that I should have looked at the receipt. After I put my glasses on, of course. And I'm reading it, and I got out the old calculator, because we know I'm terrible at math. And I started adding up all the items. And my total before tax came to $186.40. That makes more sense, right? So right away I called Agway. I couldn't see what was going on the receipt. I kept looking at it, but she went into the thing, and then she said, well, how many bags of the black oil sunflower seed, the 40-pound bags, did you buy? I said 1. She said, well, she put you down for 30. Yeah. It doesn't say that on this receipt. It only says 1. So I don't know how that happened. But clearly they got a flaw in the system. Yeah, and you got a flaw in your brain that you actually paid that money and left the store without figuring it out first. What kind of idiot are you? Mark me down for 30 bags. Yeah, I could have fed my horses all year on that. Anyway, my faith in humanity is now restored. Because, boy, if that was the cost of inflation, we're doomed. Eat up, birds. Enjoy it. Still have to buy Jake's present, but I'm thinking, even though I'd like to get it in person and have it home and wrapped, it's large. His TV broke. Big flat screen TV that he had. So I thought, well, at least I know now what I'm getting him for Christmas. And I know this is going to come out, I hope, before Christmas, but I have no worries of Jake seeing this vlog and spoiling his Christmas surprise, because he doesn't watch my vlogs. He's not interested in my vlogs. Watch, you'll watch this one. I decided to take him with me and just get it with him. Let him pick it out. Get the right one. Alright, well this is the perfect moment in this vlog to say thank you to all the people who sent me wonderful cards. I have a stack of them around here somewhere. All the cards that you sent me and the people who sent me gifts and who have been sending me gifts all year long. Thank you so much. It's not necessary, but definitely appreciated. As well as the dog gifts.
Yes.
Yep, Santa's getting destroyed by this green-eyed monster.
Get it. Oh, Rocky. You got the other one.
I mean, I've gotten some amazing things. One thing I got that I do really love, it's sitting right here. This was from April. Thank you, April, for this book, because as you know, all of you, I'm trying to make my backyard into an English cottage garden thing, so good, wish me luck. But this book is going to help because it's full of, well, it's written so I can read it and learn, but also because of the pictures, and then by each picture it has listed the botanical name and also the common name of all the plants. So if I see something that I want to try, I'll know what it looks like and what it looks like in an actual garden, which is nice, so thank you. Alright folks, we're getting into the home stretch here, but I think I need to make myself a cup of tea. It's just that kind of a day. Again, before you say anything, I do have a tea kettle. I just don't end up using it. I don't know why. I just grab a pan and this seems to just go faster. These honey spoons were also a gift. Maddie, Jake's girlfriend, got me these amazing sugar cookies just in time because I was just about to make a mistake and eat the dog cookies that were sent to me. A little bit wild. I just came in from feeding the horses. What a crazy day this has been weather-wise. Pouring rain, then the wind kicked up through the rain, through the rain, and then it went away, and then just now when I went outside to feed, it picked up again, and it started snowing and blowing, and now the sun is starting to come out. Well, we are, as I said, winding down to the end of this video. When I just performed at the Nico, as you saw on the part 1 of this vlog, I talked about the fact that the holidays can be very melancholy. They can be, because this is a time of year when you really understand that the most important thing in life are the people in our lives and how much we care about them and they care about us, and just being together. Doesn't matter what you have, what you don't have, it's who you have that's important. So I wish you all that. Find love wherever you find it. If it's with your family, your friends. If you don't have family anymore, your friends are your family. And also, of course, as I say this, we all have to be aware that if we're warm and dry and snug in our home, we are lucky. If we have power and heat and food, we're lucky. So we have to think about all the people all around the world who often don't have those things. As we know right now, just to point out one, in Ukraine, over 10 million people without power, without heat, facing a long winter. So we want to send our thoughts to them and hope and pray that this comes to an end soon. Aside from love, of course, being the greatest gift in equal parts, the greatest gift of life is life. So be grateful for every day you can look out into the sky and see the sun coming out, as it is right now. Merry Christmas
Happy Hanukkah.
and Happy New Year, everybody!
And now, a lesson in how to torture your kid.
Merry Christmas!
Happy Hanukkah. And Happy New Year, everybody!
Merry Christmas!
Happy Hanukkah.
And Happy New Year, everybody! You forgot to wave. Dogs! One more time. Merry Christmas!
Happy whatever.
Merry Christmas!
Happy Hanukkah.
And Happy New Year!
Alright.
Why is it so weird for you? You're an entertainer. You gotta embrace this stuff.
No.
Why?
This type of stuff. Weird.
No, it's not.
It is. It's weird. Looks better on this.
Okay. This is not weird. All entertainers do this kind of stuff. Ready?
Jake just wants to kill me right now. In the immortal words, Bugs Bunny.
Well, that's all, folks.
Okay.